Nearly half of our lands in Europe are lost, taken by the various great powers, all of whom dismiss us as an old but weak enemy. Iberia is lost, Africa is losing ground, and nothing remains certain. During a period of relative stability, Chancellor Sarah started a colonial war against the Hosokawa Shogunate, one of the three great colonial empires of the East, alongside the Usugai and the Ming. The war has gone on for almost a year, and our nation, despite its naval victories, is struggling. The forces of our enemies on ground are fierce and technologically are equal, despite speculation they were far behind. A victory here is not optional. We must secure lands to rebuild, or if things grow worse, to simply flee to. House Torres' survival depends upon it, as our future remains bleak. But at the edge of defeat, there is always the possibility of redemption. Things looked good until we landed troops in the north, where we expected to find no resistance in their colonies. Instead, we found an army of 40,000 men waiting for us, where our armies were slaughtered. We went in with 30,000, and currently, they are unaccounted for, but we suspect there are at most 7,000 men still alive in the region. This is precarious. We have no other armies left in the New World besides those in the south, and we need to change our strategy. Going forward, the High Admiralty has advised our government that we need to begin to island hop and secure concessions by occupation of regions we can control with our navy, while waiting for reinforcements, as we will bring the remaining 25,000 men from Europe. This is incredibly dangerous. It will leave our mainland holdings completely unprotected. But if we lose this war, there is no future for our house nor for our nation. Oh my god. All right, we need to bring the fleet north. We've been engaged by the remnants of the Hosokawa fleet. This is disastrous if we lose these transport ships here. Our fleet should make it in time. We will get there. And we have destroyed the last of Hosokawa's fleet in the New World. That was a very close save. This will be difficult to get our troops out, though. They've been engaged. We do have a port we can bring refuge to. My god. Are we going to lose them here? We will maybe escape. No, they're going to chase us down. We will lose every man. When we're done upgrading our army, we'll bring back the rest of our transport fleet to Sardinia. We'll have enough ships to carry that whole army over. We will split a small detachment to island hop, and the rest we will hold our West African holdings. And when we occupy enough islands, we will then from there make another attempt to take the lands in the north against them. Castalla is invading! Castalla is establishing a foothold in Western Arcadia as well. God damn it, we cannot get away from them, can we? We have pirate issues. We'll hunt those down. We are almost in the golden age of piracy, aren't we, I think? Buccaneering period. Okay, let's land the army. Boldy it is. We'll take our first idea. Private to Marshal. Every private has a Marshal's baton at his back. Perhaps not exactly, but for those who distinguish themselves in battle, promotion and reward will follow. So we have a meritocratic system in our military. That makes sense of our reforms, because our government was the same thing. It's become more meritocratic recently. The burghers feel they are unduly taxed. My god, they have all the influence in our government and regulated while taking in mind the great importance of their work in our country. Tolls, taxes, and various tariffs are holding them back from being able to accomplish greater things. Sure. During a war, we'll give them what they need and we'll deal with it after. Here they come. How far are our troops? About to land. Just in time, too. All right, we have met up with the remnants of our army in Western Arcadia. They have their organization. Let's march on the Hosokawa. That's a mountain, though, isn't it? We have only won one battle against them so far on land. On sea, we are far, far superior. But on land, it is quite different. They're going to try and run. They're going to get into the highlands. We're going to have to chase them into the interior. God damn it. They're going to try and cross and take our colonies. We have to chase them, actually. And we'll take quality education as well. The most vital moment of an army's existence is straight after a battle. Win or lose, exhausted troops are more vulnerable. We must ensure that our troops are ready for combat before the opposition is. We're just implementing huge military reforms during this war. Pope Pius II shows his great dissatisfaction with Sardinia and our tolerance of neighboring pagans, namely Cusco. The Pope greatly encouraged us to take up arms and declare war on the heathens and neighbors. We will be doing that, but not for that reason. We're not like explicitly tolerant, but we are much more tolerant than most powers in Europe right now. Our navy just got engaged off the coast by the rest of the Hosokawa's navy. Let's see if we can get there in time. That's our transport fleet. Fuck. We'll retreat it. The unfortunate passing of Simeon. Oh, he died in the middle of the war. Simeon Serra just died. He has been our really competent leader for over a decade now. With that chancellor gone, oh, this could get bad for us again. Forces us to hold a premature election on the next chancellor. Remember, RP-wise, it's chancellors, not kings. We're going to go for the better military one. This is like a military... we're at war. This is almost a military government currently in charge. So we'll take the candidate better in military affairs. So we'll go with Alessandro III, who is a statist, reducing yet again the power of the monarchists. They're too quick for us. All right, we're going to send our secondary fleet. I'm going to scout the coastline and see how many men we're dealing with up there. No troops sighted on the southern shore. Let's go up to California. We have to take this and we have to find port here. Okay, this is beginning to go quite badly. We're going to make one last attempt to land up here. I'm going to repair our transport ship, take a couple more islands, and we're going to drop our entire army off in the north. This is like all in. We're going to Hail Mary here. They're giving even more to themselves. Look at that. In the treaty, one of the treaties of Tortilla, the Papal States gave themselves colonial La Plaza, which is where we're currently fighting for right now. They are absolutely shameless, aren't they? We'll repair, and then we're going to go land up there. This is it. This is the greatest land-sea operation we have ever committed. Many traditions and beliefs of old were lost due to oral tradition practiced by ancient peoples. For a long time, Tengri myths and legends were also shared and taught verbally. Reminder, Vladimir is still Tengri. They're Russia in this game. Mostly based on information carried by the word of skalds and bards, portions of which believed them to be unreliable. However, with the birth of printing industry in Mongolia, many countries, including Vladimir, began a massive cultural campaign with the sole purpose of codifying hundreds, if not thousands, of tales, stories, songs, and traditions, and every inch of folklore they could find. Some faiths have experienced inflexibility and saw rise of previously unseen fundamentalists, favoring some books and texts. But if a future of lord or emperor decides to force their religion on others, these texts will surely aid them. So Tengri has reformed into a more organized religious system then. And the only bastion left of it really is in Russia. We will keep our fleet here in case they immediately just get attacked so they can retreat if possible. Oh, if this actually pays off and we get this. Holy fuck, we need this. You can't play a grand campaign without being willing to just get absolutely beaten to shit constantly, but we've had such a long wrong patch. We need a win here. Alliance breaking with Byzantium. Why are they hostile? He won our lands in Brazil. Oh no. Army sitting right there. Let's not land on them. Go north and then we'll go south and hit that army. If that's all they have in California, we're fine. Bring all our forces before we engage them. We landed. Let's go. We're gonna engage their forces here. We'll put our ships off the coastline and see if they try and bring forces with their fleet. We defeated them. Big. Split the army. We'll send one north to siege their capital out in modern-day San Francisco, which they have named Olone. We're going to try and cross the Pacific right now, which would be just momentous. We'd probably get lost at sea realistically, but we're going to try for it. I want to get us a foothold in Asia. No, we are at war with Castile as well. God damn it. Who joined us? Bohemia and Lithuania have both joined. They will do nothing in Europe. Oh my god, here we go. We're going to give it Tuscany. We're going to revoke all of our rights to any land in eastern Iberia. And we're going to give them Havana. And we're going to give them Villarica, which is dangerous because that is in Brazil. But that opens up to reconciliation with both Byzantium and Britain. And in the long term, this treaty may benefit us. We retain the majority of Cuba. All right, let's hope we win this. Oh, we might not win this. We're going to take California. All right, we have terms. We will get another colonial region in the west coast of Alessandria. I think we named the northern continent. We took all their colonial holdings in Chile. We didn't manage to remove Cusco. We'll have to declare directly on Cusco next time around. I am going to now go ahead and try and sell Crete to Byzantium. We did actually pull a victory out of that. I will say, all things considered, despite that the Catalonia thing again, we're walking out of this in actually very good shape. This might just be a lost expedition here, I'm going to be honest. We're going to lose all these ships. God damn it. That whole fleet we sent west we never heard from again. We sent 25 transport ships and 6,000 men west, and we never heard from them again. Go ahead and take naval drill as well, giving us another 10% on naval morale. We're going to leave half of our forces here. Cottage industry. Economic development is not always without conflict. It seems rich merchants in some of the burgher-dominated cities have begun attempting to bypass various guild privileges with outsourcing work to the homes of families living outside the city. The fact that the putting out system has been a very profitable strategy and only further inflames the anger of the artisans in the city who feel their ancient rights have been trampled. They're carefully managing prices and their products will suffer. Coastal Sardinia artisans now turn to the king to defend their privileges, as the city council has been unable to root out competition outside the city. That's early cottage industry. That's cool. We defeated the Hosokawa's navy. If we rebuild our transport ships and just keep going into war again and again here, if we fight a war with the Cusco right now, we'll have to fight Hosokawa again. But we're declaring war on a vassal and can take a bunch of their land. We just have to fend off their navy. We're going to station those troops in California. We're going to bring the rest down to Chile, and then we're going to go to war with the native tribes here. We can't wait. France is in South America. Sweden's getting big. Papal states are getting big. We just cannot wait anymore. Doge Barzone Cafaso of California wants a royal marriage. The Doge of California wants to marry into the royal family of Sardinia. Is that impertinent, ambitious, or reasonable? Is it hereditary? No, it's election-based. He's trying to secure the future of his family as Doges of California by marrying our royal family. Yeah, you do gotta respect the hustle on this. That being said, we're gonna say no. We have all of our quality ideas. We got the discipline, and we got that artillery combat bonus. We have a 3 military slot. We'll take superior supply systems, manpower recovery, and land attrition. Given we're fighting in the Americas so much, that is a good thing. As there is no moment that marked the beginning, there's no moment to mark the end. No great event, no grand last stand. As the principles guiding art and philosophy of the last century or more fades in relevance, there's no more to take notice of. The Renaissance has not ended, it has merely developed into something else, with its own distinct ideas and worldviews. And as the Renaissance looked back to the ancients, who knows what will rise when we in the future look back to the Renaissance. A new age has dawned, as quietly as the turning of the earth. Yeah, this is the colonial era now. We're in the age of piracy. We're in the age of colonial expansion and wars. The first circumnavigation by the Byzantine Empire. Jesus. I should have done it, I forgot to. Our fleet set sail to find a western sea route to the rich spice islands of Indonesia. It took them 99 days to cross the ocean westward, and they had found the Strait of Magellan, located near the tip of South America. The strait was treacherous, and when they finally reached the ocean, the captain wept with joy. The ocean was so strangely calm it was named the Pacific from the Latin word for tranquil. It fits, they're Byzantium, they'd use Latin-ish. The fleet's captain died from a wound caused by a poisonous arrow when assisting the chief of the Cebu region, I think it's an island, in conquering a rival tribe. 2 of our ships had survived. 1 tried to return across the Pacific but perished. The last ship continued westward, sailing across the Indian Ocean, rounding the Cape of Good Hope, and as it arrived at our port, it became the first ship to navigate the globe. Byzantium is back, and already they are showing just how influential they are in the world by being the first to travel around the whole planet. And given they are the gateway to the east, it is rather fitting, I think. We will begin a war with Cusco and their allies in western Brasilia, or with, in Arcadia, and we will have to fight the Hosokawa once more. If we can keep them off our shores by using our navy, we'll be fine. We just have to fight them on land. Finally, the war we've been waiting for a decade for. The plan of our old chancellor is finally in action. It's taken 15 years. Okay, they have a huge army here. We're going to have to take this fight. We have to win this. Oh, we're not going to. Fuck, they have too many soldiers. That's unexpected. We'll retreat across the Argentinian plateau. Are they fully up to date on tech? They're fully up to date on tech. The forces of our colony are bravely holding out. They are not going to win that, though. Get a full hold in the south, resupply, and go north. We're stuck in the mountains. Oh, this is worse than I thought. This is really bad. I don't trust to engage this. Let's just keep sieging. We need to get those ports, so we need to be able to maintain our fleet on the west course to stop the Hosokawa from landing. Ah. The Hosokawa. Once more. I'm going to pull back troops here strategically. I don't want us to get caught off guard. We're split right now. That's what I expected. Good fucking call. Come on. Come on. Oh my god. I felt that one coming. play enough Paradox games, you feel that shit once in a while when you know you're about to get screwed. For anyone who's seen Ghostbusters, do you remember that painting that was like the demonic painting with like the evil ruler? That's the, I imagined like the official court portrait of Lissandro to be. This is the official court portrait in Sardinia of Lissandro. I like the idea that it's above every king or queen's bed just watching them. You at least want peace? The fuck is this? It's the Protestant League War. A war in Europe when we have no soldiers there. It spread all throughout Eastern Europe too. Look at that. Oh, Jesus Christ. And they occupied everything. We delayed them long enough. It's fine. Oh my God. Yeah, look, the Protestants are getting absolutely... We're waiting to siege out the Hula Highlands, and then we can peace out with them, and then we'll peace out Cusco. Then it is just the Hosokawa. Colonial Brazil is the dominion of France. Fuck you, Pope. Breaking our alliance with the Pope was actually really, really, really strategically bad in the long term. We've been fucked on every one of those treaties. White peace? Ha! Absolutely not. The Protestant League War is over. The HRE is now officially and permanently Catholic, and Protestant heresy has been put down. As the Counter-Reformation more or less comes to an end. Is this the comeback for the moment before we get hit by Castella again? Wow, we actually won this war. Okay, we own most of the West. After a series of just massive military conflicts, which would be as brutal and bloody as they would be horrible, we've managed to conquer a Western Arcadia. Huge. Big moment. That was so high risk, but it did pay off. We are in a much, much better position now. Let's deal with these revolts in Brasilia. Wow, Norway's got a huge colony. Look at that. While being eaten by Sweden. Oh my God, Norway might end up as Canada. We have no options. We're just stuck. There's no one to ally with. We get stronger, we die. It's really that simple. All right, maybe we can get a period of peace here. We need to develop with all the money we have, just keep developing. And if our economy scales enough, this is pure copium, we might be able to afford a navy to protect ourselves. Global trade. Goods have been moved around continents since antiquity, but there has been previously limited to a set number of routes and goods, such as manufactured goods of India and China, finding their way across the Indian Ocean and along the Silk Road. All trade is now increasingly becoming part of a greater world network with the discovery of the Americas, sea routes around Africa, and the crossing of the Pacific Ocean. Local trade networks are being connected into one world-spanning interconnected web. Silver mine of the Andes is now being boxed and taken to Europe all the way to China and India. Iron mine and rotten Scandinavia is being sold in West Africa by English merchants. Who got it? We just have to get our strong, like, colonies to be strong. That's very dangerous considering we're actually probably going to end up not as strong as many of them. But if we can make our colonies strong enough, they might be enough to save us. Also, our chancellor just died. We are in need of another. Chancellor Alessandro Visconti has died. Monarchists are leaning. We'll go for the monarchist candidate. He's not as good. Solomon. Oh, the Sheridan cities are strong. They'll ally us? Hold on. Hold on. That's a huge ally. We'll take anything we can get. Oh my God. The Sheridan cities, often translated as the Red Cities or Red Forts, was a point of dispute between the Kingdom of Poland and Kievan Rus. It was a border territory that has just gotten super strong in this timeline. Our allies' total troop combined is, let's look at this now. We have 400,000 troops in our allies if they all join, which is a very big if, which does match Castile. It doesn't match their allies, and it sure as fuck doesn't match their colonies, but that's something. Because we are feuding with them, that's what allowed Castile to go strong. We, in many ways, not in many ways, in every important way, we created Castella. Like, they are a beast of our own making, which is why I love mega campaigns. The fuck-ups you do early on you don't think matter will haunt you for the rest of the fucking campaign, and it sucks, but it's also really fucking cool. That'll put us up to, I think, around 60 heavy ships. We are actually a naval player again. A secret gathering in a secluded place was discovered. A group of peasants dressed in odd rags have been dancing, singing, and celebrating something near a bonfire. Influenced by Cusco, no doubt. Yeah, we have so much paganism in Sardinia, it's kind of crazy. Ooh, we raided a treasure fleet too. Sardinian piracy is beginning. It's time. There's like our current government's so desperate and so hated by Europe. We just don't give a shit anymore, right? Really, about Western Europe. We could literally allow piracy to like begin in Lysandria and start supporting it. Governments in this time period, this is the buccaneering period, like they were very willing to like literally fund and facilitate privateering. Alrighty, we're gonna get a little radical. I mean, honestly, what the fuck do we have to lose? Every 30 years, Castella fights us anyway. If we can take a pound of flesh along the way, why not? We're not above it. Our use of privateering to strengthen our position on the oceans has not gone unnoticed by the unsavory individuals who raid ships within the blessings of a king. While we prefer not to see many similarities between our legitimate authorizations of reprisals and these pests, some of them see quite a few. Some of the more successful pirates in we will do one last great reform for Sardinia, and we will embrace the government's ideology and how it views itself in the world going forward, which is, the state is above mortals, above virtue and sin. The government must make decisions purely based on the beneficial gains of the state, even if they are deemed as evil. As such, the sovereign has the right to act for the benefit of his state without moral consideration.